Hi friends, we're working on the letter T this week. So I set up my pocket chart. I just put it right over the top of the calendar and I've got my T card. Here's my capital T and my lowercase t. I'm gonna hang this up right here, right in the middle. You see the tiger, big T, little t, and you see Timothy Tiger from our zoo phonics. Timothy Tiger shakes the bars on his cage. He wants to get out of that cage and he goes, "Tuh, tuh, tuh. I'm so tough. Tuh, tuh." Okay, here's some other things that start with a T. The first one is a tiger. Okay, here's a real photograph of a tiger. And here's the word. So you can kind of sound this one out. T says t, t. I usually says it, but in this word, it says its name because it's a vowel. And vowels make two sounds, right? T, I, g, and er together says So tiger. If you were sounding out that word, I bet you could get it. You might not know that it has an E in it, but I bet you could hear tiger. Good job. Okay, I'm going to put the tiger right in the middle there. Okay, here is my second one. Let's go. How about this one? Turtle. That's a real photograph of a turtle with a shell. Okay, and here's how you spell it. T, the U and the R together say and then you have another T, and then you have an O. You don't hear the E. The E is silent at the end of the word. Turtle. Turtle. Very good. We'll put the turtle right here. Let's see. Let's do this one. What is that? Truck. You may have said semi because it's a semi truck. It's a really big truck, right? Okay. And they use these kind of trucks to haul things. You've got a T, and then right next to it, there's a R. So those blend together, and they go trr, 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 and then you have a, and you have a C that says k, and you have a K that says k. They both say k. So let's do it again. Trr, k. So I'm teaching you how to sound out the words. Now, if you were gonna write this on your own without any help, and mom and dad weren't there, and you didn't have the picture with the word under it, you'd probably hear the trr, k. Okay, and you could just maybe write the T and the R and the C or the K, right? Truck. Here it is. Let's see if you guys know what this is called. I bet you do. Tape. It's called Scotch tape, but we're just going to call it tape because the word Scotch doesn't start with a T. The word tape does. So we've got a T. T says T, Timothy Tiger. Now A usually says ah, but in this word it's going to make the long sound. It's a vowel, so it makes two sounds. I know I keep throwing that in there. Hopefully some of you kind of are getting it. And if not, don't worry. We do long vowels at the end of the year. T, A, P, and the E is silent. You don't hear the E. Tape, tape. Oh, I think I'm gonna put that one way over here. And this one is a tent, tent. Here's the word, T and T. Hey, guess what? If I cover up that T on the end, it would just be T-N, 10, the number 10. You spell it the same way, but tent has a tent, a T at the beginning, a T at the end. 2 for 1. Okay, I'm gonna put that here. Does anyone know what this is called? It's a kettle, it's a pot, but those don't start with T. We're gonna have to call it a teapot, teapot. And here's how you write the word. This is tea, I like to drink tea, and this is pot. That's called a compound word because you have two words together to make one. Teapot. I'll put that over there. We're kind of making a pyramid. We're going 1, 2, 3. I don't have enough to do 4, so let's see what this one is. Looks like a circle. Does it look like a donut? This is a tire. So we've got a t. The I in this word doesn't say it. It says a long I sound, tire, and the E is silent. Tire. I'm going to put that here. We'll go back to 2. And then we have talked about this before. Okay, that's called a spinny top. It's a spinny top. You pump it up, you let go, and it spins around and around and around. But we're just going to call it a top. T-op. This is a great sound out word. Any words that have 3 letters are perfect for kindergarten because those are CVC words. They start with a consonant, they end with a consonant, and there's a vowel in the middle. And that's really what we focus on is CVC words, 3-letter words. And then we get into blends and long vowels at the end. T-op. What is that? Top. There's this kind of top, but there's also the top, like this is the top of my head. I've got a ponytail, sort of, a clip right here on my top. Okay, I'm gonna put that here. And look at all those T words. Let's go over them again. Okay, T is for tiger, of course. We've got tiger here. We have turtle, truck, tent, tape, teapot, tire, and top. Okay, we're gonna go over to the table and we're gonna do, let's see, I think we're gonna do 2 pages in our workbook. I have it all set up, but I'm just gonna wait and see how long it takes. If it takes too long, we might just do 1. But I'm hoping to get 2 of them done. All right, I'm gonna put my camera down so you guys can see me when I'm sitting at the table. Now, I didn't put the book together today. I think I did that last week. And then I saw a lot of people when they sent me their things, they had cut this apart. So I'm gonna show you again. Okay, you guys see a line here and a line here, okay? But there's no dotted line. A dotted line means to cut. So you see the dotted line here and here? That means you're gonna cut those out. But here there's no dotted line, so you're not gonna cut. So normally I would probably do this on my paper cutter so it'd be nice and straight, but I'm gonna show you with the scissors. I see a dotted line here. Maybe mom and dad can help you with this. It all depends on your cutting. I just don't want you to cut it completely apart. Now there's another dotted line there, so I'm gonna cut it like this. And there's even a little pair of scissors there to remind you. Now we are gonna cut these out because these are gonna go in our book, but for now I'm just gonna leave that here. Now I like to cut this piece off just because it doesn't need to be there. So that will be called a scrap, and then that's good. Now, I do not need to cut these apart because this is just a fold up book. So it's kind of cool. You can just fold it in half from top to bottom. All right, there you go. It looks like that. And then you fold it again like this. And now this book does not need any staples. It doesn't need any tape. All the pieces are together and we just turned it into a nice little book, okay? Now I am going to cut these little pieces apart, but let's take a look at them first, okay? I know the lighting isn't the best, but if I turn the light on, it might be worse. So, all right, in the first picture, there's a table. Do you think that's gonna be in our book? Does table start with a T? I'm looking for a pencil here. Yes, it does. Okay, the second one is a hammer. Listen to that. I'm making an H sound, aren't I? So I'm gonna X that out right now so I don't forget. We'll throw that one in the garbage. The next one is a turtle. We know that starts with a T because that was on our pocket chart, right? The next one is a telephone. Yeah, that's kind of an old-fashioned phone. Now everybody has cell phones, but you may have seen this kind of a phone with the big buttons on it. We're gonna put that in our book. The next one is a turkey. That's a cute little turkey. Do you hear T in turkey? Yes, I do. The next one is a comb. Listen to comb. K. It could be a K, but it's actually, I'll just tell you, it's a K. It's C, Katina Cat. This is what, oops, let's X it out. I don't care if you X them out because you're not going to use them and put them in your book, but I just think it kind of makes it easier because when we cut them apart, then we already have them figured out. Okay, this one is the number 2. Do you hear T? I do. The next one is a cow. Listen to when I say cow. K. Listen, K. It's a C just like cat. Cat and cow both start with a C. Now I'm ready to cut these apart. So I think the easiest way is to just go straight in the middle on the dotted line. Remember, dotted lines usually mean to cut. Sometimes it means fold, but I think for the Nat Geo workbook, it usually means cut. All right, now I'm gonna get rid of the ones I don't want. So remember we X'd out comb. I forgot to X out cow, but I'm gonna get rid of those. I'm gonna get rid of my scraps because then I keep myself organized. And I have to get a glue stick here. I've got my little buckets on the floor, but it was easy to get to. Remember the glue stick? You have to twist it up a little bit, but only a little bit. If you twist it up too high and you press down on it, you could break that. Okay, and I only gave you one glue stick. You might have to end up having to get another one. Mom and Dad might have to buy it for you. Okay, so I've got my little book all ready to go. I will put my name on it, but let's do this first. Now you choose the one you want for the front. I like this turtle. I'm gonna put the turtle on the front, and I'm gonna put the glue stick here, because if I put it on the back, you know, I could be rubbing and I could get it all over my hand or all over the table. But if I put it in the book, I know exactly where to put it. Okay, now we are going to open up the book, and I think I'm gonna put the 2 because that'll be a fun one to write. Here we go. And on the next page, I think I'm gonna put my turkey. I like that cute little turkey. And the back page, I think I'll do the table, and I chose that because telephone is a really long word to write, and some of you might decide to write the words. So they usually do give us an extra one, and that's good for sorting, and that's also good just in case you lose one, right? But you can choose which ones you want to do. Now, parents, these books are meant to just do this, okay? So see how big T, little t? You can trace the capital T, the lowercase t, and on their little t, they didn't start from the top, but we do. So just start from the top. Okay, so the book is meant to put T's. So I'm gonna do that. Big T and little t. And we practiced these yesterday in our Zoom. We have not done the handwriting page. I almost wanted to do that first, but there was a reason why I chose this, okay? I wanted to get through all those cards with the pictures on them before we do the handwriting page tomorrow. So big T, little t. Okay, turkey starts with T. All right, most of the time you'd use a lowercase when you write turkey or 2, but sometimes you might use a capital. And then on the back we have table. Okay, big T, little t. Okay, now if your child is really good at writing and they like kind of a challenge, they could write the word. You would just have to help them. And I do want them to spell it correctly, not sound it out, because it's a book and they're going to be looking at it a lot. So why don't I just go ahead and show you that? So I'm going to erase my T's. So for most of the class can just do the T's, okay? But for some of you, especially the kids that were in the TK and a few others that already know all their letters and sounds, if you already know all your letters and sounds, it's good to start working on words. So Mom and Dad can help you. 2 is T, W, O. You might recognize that word from when we were doing the number 2 page, right? And then turkey. Okay, so I know I could sound it out, but I really do want it spelled correctly because it's going to go into our book box. Turkey. Do the best you can if you choose to write them. Okay, and the last one is table. I can kind of sound this one out. O. But Mom and Dad would probably have to tell you that it's got an E at the end, table. And then you can go back and color it. I'm not gonna color mine right now because it takes a long time, okay? Then I am gonna go ahead and do one more page, boys and girls, and I know that this video is getting long. I don't like them this long, but I'd rather just show you both of these because they're very similar. This one, you're just looking for the words that start with T, and you're going to put a big T and a little t underneath it. And again, if you want to write the word, you can. They just put a little t. So the first picture is 10. So I'm just going to sneak a capital T in front of that. Big T, little t. Okay, the next one is mitt. Does mitt start with a T? No, we had that 2 weeks ago when we did M. I'm going to X out the mitt, and I'm going to put an X on the line. And if you want to write the M, you can, since we know that. But I'm putting an X on the picture because doesn't start with a T. The next is some tape. And we went over that was on one of the picture cards. So I'm going to put the big T and a little t right next to it. The next one is a sock. We had that last week when we did the letter S, sock. So I'm going to X that out. Okay, the next one, this one might be a little bit tricky. It's a bathtub, but we're not going to call it a bathtub. We know that you take a bath in there. We're just going to call it a tub. Do you hear T? T, t, t. Yes. So I'm going to put a big T and a little t there. Okay, the next word is tire. T, t. Yes, we had a picture card for that. We've got a lot of T words here. Okay, how about horse? No, we know that horse starts with a honey horse at H. I'm Xing that one out. And the next one is the spinny top. Or you can call it a toy. Does it start with a T? Tut, tut, tut. Yes, it does. And the last one is a table. Tut, tut, table. Does it start with a T? Yes, it does. Okay, so we just did the little phonics book, and we did this phonics page. It says sound for T on there. And, oh boy, there's something on the back. I didn't notice that. I'm not sure I can read that, the directions there. So, you know what, boys and girls, I think we're going to have to save that. Mrs. Jenkins doesn't have her glasses on, and I absolutely cannot read the directions. We'll save that. You know what, I think you guys can figure it out. So if Mommy and Daddy can read the directions, go ahead and do this page, okay? If not, I'll just go over the directions quickly another day. All right, bye-bye.